Hello and welcome to the Goddess Interactive Talk Show. I'm your host, Miss Shay Boss Lady from BossLadyEmpire.org, and we are live on Reba TV.
Hello, you're watching the Goddess Interactive Talk Show with Miss Shay Boss Lady. Boss Lady pose and diamonds and pearls. Go Shay, go Shay.
So today's talk show is all about stepping into your power and owning it. Now, I'm really excited about this subject because so many people naturally give our power away without even realizing we're doing it sometimes. Now, I'm joined with some world leaders from all across the globe. And so I'm joined with some world leaders all across the globe. Welcome to the show as well, Yolande. So we've got Yolande from South Africa. Hello, Yolande. And we've got Wendy from Australia. Hello, Wendy. We've got Sunita from Asia. We've got Rashawn from America. And we've got Savvy, who's got internet connection problems from Europe. But I'm also from Europe. So we literally have every single lady from each continent on the show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Savvy off and bring Nick back until Savvy's connection has worked. Nick is going to be reading out any comments and questions that you guys have for us. Now, I'm going to quickly let each of the speakers introduce themselves, and then we're just going to get started with the talk show because I'm really excited about this subject. So we're going to start off with the lovely Wendy from Australia. Do you want to let them know who you are and what it is you do, and even what time it is there?
It's very early. It is 5 o'clock in the morning here in Australia. So good morning, good day from me. I'm Wendy, and I'm a heart-centered wellness coach that runs a physical and emotional health center here in Adelaide. Very excited to be with you all today, and really looking forward to it.
Awesome. Then we have the lovely Sunita. Hi, Sunita. Do you want to unmute your microphone?
Hi, it's me Sunita, and I am from Pakistan, Lahore. And it's too early for me because it's 12 a.m. here right now. So just to hiccup, it's a little bit early for me. And by profession, I am a corporate lawyer and running a charity of orphans and poor street children education and elderly women, and working on women empowerment in village areas. And also it will be a good time with you guys.
Sunita's doing awesome. She's helping children and orphans and all sorts, and she's helping provide them with food and raising money for them, and even hoping to help them with their careers and education. So Sunita's doing absolutely amazing, and she's also a solicitor, a lawyer. So I'm really happy to have you ladies on the show. And then we have the lovely Rashawn.
Hello, everyone. Wow, thanks, Miss Shay Boss Lady. What an amazing lineup. I'm like so impressed with all you ladies. This is so exciting. I'm Rashawn Dion. I'm a speaker, a coach, and a marketing strategist, and I work with purpose-driven female entrepreneurs. I help them with their marketing strategy, but a lot of what goes on behind the scenes, mindset, stuff that we're going to talk about today. So I'm super excited to be invited and really happy to be here with you ladies. Thank you.
Yay. We're happy to have you, and I love your energy.
Thank you. Chicago. Sorry, I'm in Chicago.
Bring it. Okay, and we have Yolande from South Africa. We did have Yolande from South Africa. And we're going to get her back in a minute. And we've got the lovely Nick. Thank you very much, Nick, for helping us out on the talk show today. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to get started with the first question. So guys, please keep your questions coming in. We'd love to hear from you. Share with us your thoughts and everything that you're thinking. So what is stepping into your power? And we'll start off with Wendy.
Well, stepping into your power, I always find it a slightly when I look at actually that little phrase or sentence, when you say stepping into your power, it's almost like the power is removed from us and it's something that we've maybe lost or we need to find. But that's what people need to realize, is that it's never really gone anywhere. We're born with it. But really what happens is that, well, the first thing I want to say, if you're a mum and you've ever seen a toddler have a tantrum, they are so fully in their power. I mean, they own it. So it's something that we are inherently born with, but somewhere along the line, it gets buried through particularly sort of fear, shame, guilt, as the programming comes in, all the belief systems, cultural, social, education, the lot get sort of layered down on top of us. We don't lose it. It just somehow we just become disconnected from it. So that's what I find really exciting about this work, is the fact that
how do you step into your power?
Sorry, what was that?
How do you step into your power?
Well, for me, really, it's about acknowledging and taking ownership of exactly who you are. It's about taking ownership and acknowledgement of your past, your present, setting goals and ambitions, really sort of stepping into your future. And for me, the biggest and the easiest way to step into your power is when you start emitting your own frequency.
Oh, I love that. So we're going to go over to Yolande. Yolande, you never got a chance to introduce yourself. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and then I'm going to ask you to follow on from what the lovely Wendy just said.
Okay, sorry about that. I had some internet issues, but anyway, we're here. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Yolande Fouyoun. I am a spiritual and business mentor for spiritual coaches, and I really love community. So I have a community on Facebook, but what I mean by that is I really love things like this. I love conversations like this, and I love collaborating. So this is super awesome. Thank you for the opportunity, Shay, and hello everyone else. Okay, so
what is that you do? Do you want to let them know what it is that you do for your career-wise?
Yeah, I'm a spiritual and business mentor for spiritual coaches. So I help spiritual coaches with their business strategy, especially if they're in the beginning. So I'm basically helping them with a kickstart, just giving them some processes that they can follow so that they have some structure. In the beginning, we tend to just grab everything that we can get, and we struggle to kind of actually have business boundaries, I call it. So it's really giving them a tool, like a toolkit, mindset-wise and strategy-wise, marketing strategy-wise, so that they can go and find some clients and find their own way to do it. So it's really taking some pieces of what I give them and aligning it with what they want to do. So it's this whole process. But anyway, that's what I do as a career, yes.
So how do you step into your power, Wendy? Sorry, Yolande.
Okay, so for me, I feel this is kind of a new process, but not really. I think we learn to step into our power many different times. But recently, what this means to me is that you step into your power by owning what you enjoy and really not being ashamed of what makes you happy and really following that in everything that you do. If there's something that makes you feel out of place and uncomfortable, and you feed that and you attach yourself to that, that's not stepping into your power. But stepping into your power is really allowing yourself to attach yourself to the things that you and taking accountability for that. Really, that's the big part of this equation, is really being accountable to what makes you happy.
Yeah, accountability.
And sticking to that.
Yeah, I agree. So I want to go over to Rashawn. Rashawn, for you, how do you step into your power? What does one need to do?
Right? Oh my gosh, I love everything that you guys are saying, and I'm totally on board with you. And I know for me, I can only talk about myself. It's a process, like everyone's saying. It's a life walk, really. Like getting, for me, it's all about walking more and more into my power with each day and knowing that there will be limitations and there will be things that will come in the way, and it's okay to be knocked out of it, but that it is so important for us, and especially as women, I think there's so many messages that we get, and I'm sure we'll get into this more as we move forward, but just so many messages that knock us off our square and knock us out of our power before we actually are able to even really own it. So that's what I'm really passionate about, is just taking those little steps each and every day. Even if you didn't have the best day yesterday, that's okay. We're getting up today. We're going to own it today, and on and on and on. And as you build up those days, you step more and more into your power. That's been my experience with it.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. We've got Savvy with us. So Nick, we're going to have you backstage, but we're going to join Savvy to the call. Thank you so much, Nick. So I just want to say and be bold about this, really. I literally had the worst day yesterday, and I felt like it trickled into today. And it was, yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. Like, own how you feel in that moment. And then literally just like Savvy was saying to me earlier on. Savvy, do you want to introduce yourself and tell them what you said to me earlier on?
Hi, yeah, I'm a divine feminine energy healer and happiness expert, and I said a lot of things. I can't actually remember. Was it something around the lines of feel your
Like when you
feelings
said,
and
express how you
use that?
feel the emotions, but you know what to do.
Yes. So we don't know that we are emotional beings first and logic actually comes second. So what we're seeing is everything is the result of logic, because your mind can't comprehend past what it hasn't seen. So it's setting up these structures for you to keep you safe. But what's really running the show is your mind, but is your lower vibration emotions, because your mind is always trying to show you what's going on and saying it's not safe
Yeah.
out there, you can't have this, you can't have that. And the really fascinating part about it is your conscious mind almost has no knowledge. Like, it's in your subconscious, and it's all stuff that you've given meaning to that you're not even aware of. So because we've been brought up in logic, we explain everything. So you can feel like, you can feel really good or you can feel like crap, doesn't really matter, but you'll be like, oh, it's because of so or this happened today, or someone did this, or whatever. And we have no knowledge that it's actually something deeper rooted within us, that our ego is trying to keep us safe. So we don't want to face the pain, we don't want to face that emotion, because it's trying to protect you, right? It's trying to protect you. And but your actual power lies in the dominion of your thoughts and your emotions.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, literally, I had the worst thing you could think of. Like, our business is our baby, guys. We love what we do. We put our heart and our passion into it. And I literally had someone come along and literally rip off everything, word for words, the title, everything you could think of, the whole concept, and try to run with it and think they was going to appear on this show still today. Like, I literally, Rashawn, I just have to say thank you for stepping in, girl, because I literally was like, Rashawn, girl, I know you're doing another show, but can you help me out, please? Because I still needed someone to represent the Americas. And I was just like, this is self-love stepping in here, where you got to love yourself more and protect your business and your baby, and I felt some type of a way, to be honest with you. And I was just like, I didn't want to come on the camera today, I'll be honest. I didn't want to come on the camera. I wanted to have the camera off. I've been fuming, I've been screaming, and I was so hurt, because this is someone I was bringing up with me and helping out, and that was their way to say thank you, was to bite the hand that feeds you, and I don't respect that. So I literally said, I'm not going to come on the camera, God, because I'm not going to give away my energy like any further. Like, people don't deserve it. And then God said to me, well, by you not coming on the camera, is that not you giving your power away?
Yeah, and it's
I,
really
I
interesting
don't know about
because
that. And then my friend called me and literally said the same thing God said. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, I'm going to come on camera, and here I am showing up, stepping into my power and owning it. Now, before we go over to Anita, I want to quickly run back over to Wendy, because I just feel like you resonate with what I'm saying, Wendy. And like, you know, that feeling when you don't want to do something, do you notice that the things that you're helping others for and the things you're talking about is the things you get tested on?
Oh, absolutely. But I think one of the main things, particularly around what we're talking about in terms of stepping into your power, things are
Yeah.
only as bad as your mind perceives it to be.
Yes.
So you've got to remember that your reaction is all operating through your own filtered glasses. So you might be furious and stomping around and shouting and not wanting to come on camera. But I see it as a massive compliment. The fact that somebody is looking up to you, yeah, it's not cool that people copy you. But the point is that she sees you as being fabulous. So to me, it's seen as a compliment. So really, you know, it's just this how does your mind perceive everything that's going on around you, what's happened to you today, and all the other experiences that are going on. So it is, it's just that we're operating through these sort of rose tinted, and sometimes they're not rose tinted, they're mud coloured glasses.
They're pain colored glasses, pain. But yes, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. And I think as well,
I hear you. Yeah. My mum says
stepping
the
into
same
your power is also about taking. Say that again.
No, my mum says the same thing to me with what you're saying. Like, see it as a compliment. You know, I mean, it's easier said than done when you've worked years and hard for something, and someone can just take it in 1 second and run with it, you know.
And I really genuinely do understand. And I think the best thing about the example that you put, especially as we're talking about stepping into power, is the fact that you have actually stood up for yourself, taken ownership of your own business, taken ownership of your own intellectual property and everything that you stand for. And I think this is quite a pivotal moment, considering what we're talking about, is that
Yes.
you know, it's okay to stand up for yourself, and it's okay to step forward with what you believe in. Like I said at the beginning, once you met your own frequency, nobody can hold you back. So well done.
That's true as well. That is true. But yeah, thank you for your input, ladies. I want to quickly ask Sunita before we move on to our next question. Please, can everyone remember to like, share, and tag the video? Tag a friend in so someone can see it. We're used to having lots of questions in, so we'd love to see your questions and comments, guys. I know this is the first time we brought this Goddess Interactive Talk Show back for a couple of months, but I'm happy to bring it back. So please do like, tag, and share the video. We do appreciate it. So, Sunita, before we move over to the next question, how do you step into your power?
If I talk in general, stepping out into power, for me, everyone has its own potentials and abilities. We just need to find out, or like we have to realize it and utilize it. And when it comes to me, I have to listen my inner voice, that what I want to do and why I want to do. And then I have take time, realize it, and then I take action on it, that what I have to do or which decision I make it, which give me determination to do certain thing, because until I don't have a self-realization or conscious of anything, I can't do anything if I don't have determination, even I have an ability to do. Like I just share a small example with you guys. That few months before, I was just thinking about to do something
Yeah.
for women empowerment, and I then find out that how I can help out in village ladies or like that. They don't have education, they don't have ability. Nobody allowed them to go out, and they are lazy too. So you have to encourage them to do something in their life and utilize their time. And when I saw that, okay, what I can do for them, which make them little bit like encouragement for them, and they do something for themselves and for the society as well. And I just suddenly come on my solution to my mind, or I take a test on them, that I just started a small business with them, that is a spa. Usually most of you know about the spices which we used in our daily food or like this. So I just started with them and give them slowly encouragement, and then I tell them that how they run it and they get profit. They have ability, they meet different people, convince them, use their own ability. So now they are earning their own by sitting at their home, but they are using, first they realize it that what the ability or potential they have. So I think so it's our inner self, our consciousness that stepping us, and our determination, which I do in my life for myself.
Awesome. I love that. You empower them and you provide resources and send their way and then let them take over and empower themselves. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I absolutely love that. And you're right, consciousness is key. You have to be alert and aware with what's going on so you know what actions and steps to take next. Absolutely agree with that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so we're going to move over to our next question, which is we're having problems. Okay, is it possible that we have the power within and not someone outside of us? Savvy. Savvy. I can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah. Is it possible that we have the power within and not someone outside of us, Savvy? Okay, we'll go over to Rashawn. I can't hear Savvy. Rashawn, same question, darling. Is it possible that we have the power within and not someone external to us?
Well, I think it's both, but I love this question because to me that is really what the divine walk is. For me, you know, my higher power is constantly showing me my power and making me grow closer to my power. So there's a power outside of myself, but that power is also inside of myself as well, and they're both growing and working together. So that's kind of how I see it. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Okay, that's awesome.
okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yolandi, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's possible that we have the power within and not someone outside of us?
Yeah, I completely agree. Or I think it's possible completely. I think the power within. I agree with the previous lady so much. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but yeah, like everything you said is exactly true for me as well. But yes, the power you have within, there is a source you can get it from, but you are needed. You are the vessel. So that's
Yes.
how I think of it. You are the vessel, and what you do with it, that's where the possibility or the impossibility, your perception of that comes in. But yes, I think it's possible we are that vessel.
Awesome. Okay. Now, also, viewers, just so you know, at the end of the talk show, our wonderful, amazing world leaders, they're going to actually leave you with an inspirational quote that they made up themselves to inspire, uplift, and encourage you all. So I'm actually really looking forward to that part as well. So make sure you stay tuned so that you can leave with some nuggets, something to inspire you. Please remember to like, tag, and share this video. Okay, Savvy, I'm going to try you one more time. Can you hear me?
Hey, I'm back. I'm back.
Yay!
It was so funny. So yeah, I say the power is within, and that's paradigm shift, because we've been taught that everything is about, and so pretty much everyone goes about their entire lives trying to achieve something, trying to look externally, whether it be business success or having a family or a slim body or whatever. But actually, your mind has just been hijacked by a notion that you need to be a certain, not even be a certain way, that you need to look a certain way or have certain things to be successful. But it's actually the other way around. You have to feel it within, and that's how you create it without. I actually saw a really beautiful clip the other day on America's Got Talent or something like that. And this guy was in jail. He was incarcerated for 37 years for a murder he didn't commit. I don't know if you've seen it. It's so good, right? But when he comes on and he says, freedom is freedom of the mind. So even though he was wrongly incarcerated, And then he said he spent his time in jail visualizing himself on the stage of America's Got Talent or American Idol, I don't remember which one it was, right? And this guy came on, and oh my God, when he sang, you get goosebumps from head to toe anyway, right? What we're doing now as light workers is we're teaching people how to take dominion over their inner tools because it's been hijacked, right? And we're coming from a place of unconditional love. So, like when you see patterns repeating, you send it love, and you say, okay, what is it within me that feels really pissed off around this person or this thing, this aspect that I can clear now, so that I can become. Are we allowed to share on this? Are we allowed to swear on this show? Because I
You
swear a
have
lot.
to.
So we can become unfuckwithable, basically, which means that nothing around you, it might trigger you for a short time, but it doesn't. That feeling comes from within. So you learn how to just be it, because that is your natural state anyway. And if you ever look at, or if you ever listen to Abraham Hicks, they will say your source, your vortex, will never join you in your misery. You know, it will never join you in your depression, all of that thing, because it's unconditional love. It's holding that love for you. It's telling you, it's showing you what you are. And as we raise the vibration by being ourselves authentically, right, as we're transmuting those lower energies back into love, and we're looking at our shadows, which is everyone else in the world, they're all aspects of us, as well as our own things. We are holding unconditional love. Now, I'm going to reframe that with, you've got to love yourself. Right? I'm not telling you to go into an abusive situation or any of those things, right? Love yourself, give yourself the right environment to grow, just as you would when you put a seed in the pot and you know that seed, the rose bush, already knows it's a rose plant, right? You water it, you give it sunlight, and wow, it just grows, right? It goes through the dark and it grows. And so I would not agree. I would wholeheartedly say from my experience, and for what I just know, I deeply know, right? It's not research based, although actually a lot of it is proven in science, right? So I'm not writing that at all. It's just this deep knowing at the core of your soul who you really are. And you are a being of love and light. And when you see someone doing something that seems dark or they have a shadow aspect to themselves, you can look for the light within them or whatever, anything, even the smallest thing, because everything else is just a program and it is here for your soul growth anyway. You know, if you send it love, it doesn't mean you have to stay with it, you know, or you have to let yourself be taken advantage of. You know, it's nothing like that. It's just like, I see.
To stay with you. Yeah, absolutely. And so I want to quickly move over to Sunita before we go over to Wendy and ask the same question. Sunita, is it possible that we have the power within and not someone external to us?
Actually, I have my view that the power is in us, but sometimes we need that someone else has to help us to find out the power which is inside us. Sometimes we are not in a position to find out our on power, or we are feeling very low, or we even don't have a confidence on ourselves. Those who have a confidence, they can have a power within themselves, but those who don't have a confidence in themselves, they need someone else's power which help them to find out their power which is inside themselves. So for me it's 70-30%, like 70% our
I
power.
don't know. I don't know, Sunita. I don't know if I agree with you. I hear what you're saying, and I mean, mentors can help with things like that. But I think ultimately, a lot has got to start within, with self. That desire, that intention,
Yeah,
that
forget.
self belief. Yeah,
What I said, that is the confidence. If the person has confidence, then he has to fulfill his desire. If you don't have confidence, how do you will find out your own power? For that, I rated it 70% our own power and 30% from outside. Because it's the situation, it's that everything you have to be keeping this thing.
Oh no, Wendy, what's your thoughts on what Sunita just said?
Well, for me, I always look at it that we're never going to have a conversation more with anybody other than ourselves. So our self-talk and being kind to ourselves is really, really important. As I said, we speak to ourselves more than anybody else. So for me, that's the first thing. And I absolutely 100% believe that the power comes from within. Yes, you're going to have all sorts of external influences, absolutely. But that's part of life. That's part of living on a planet with billions of other people, with the media, all sorts of other influences are coming in. But I think to break it all down and to just strip it all back, I think one of the easiest ways, rather than trying to teach someone confidence or show them anything, I think when people realize that they have free choice, that is the most powerful game changer. One of the biggest ways that we give away power is when we believe we don't have choice. And if we can instill in kids from a very young age, one of the first things that gets absolutely drummed out of them, particularly in the education system, they've got to sit here, do that, so many choices are taken away. But we have choice. We do have the choice. And if you can equip somebody to believe that every choice they have is theirs and theirs alone to make, boy, the power is extreme. And then you get that inherent confidence coming out. Then you get that self-belief. Then you get people starting to step out into society. Because once we know that we have the choice, that's life's little sweet spot. And so
and I hear you, and I have to say I'm more leaning towards, I'm more leaning towards what you're saying, Wendy. But the thing is, I want to make clear is Sunita's coming from what she described to me earlier on as a third world country. So I think it's about your environment and your mindset as well that plays a part in it. Like I was explaining earlier on, like a lot of my family live in Jamaica, so it's not easy for them over there like it is over here for me. So naturally, certain parts of my mindset's already elevated in certain types of thinking. I understand I've got it way more easy than my granddad when she was born and raised over in Jamaica. So like I hear what Sunita's saying, but I don't agree. And I don't think it's because I've got a different experience. I think it's because, well, in a sense, because I've got a different experience because I think differently. But I don't think it's because I have it any better. I think because you need to first learn to stand. When you can stand, then go for someone to help you walk and run and all of that other stuff. But don't be looking for someone to pull you up to stand, is what I'm saying. That has to start within. Even a baby's got to learn to stand up. That's just something that comes natural. Like the baby knows, no matter what the mum does or whatever, the baby's got to be that one to do it. So I think some things we have to do ourselves, and some things it's okay to lean on others for support. And not every day is going to be an amazing day. There are going to be down days. Look at my day today and yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm being real, putting myself on the spot when I talk about this. I'm being vulnerable about this. But the power ultimately lies within. Okay, so remember that, guys. The power is within, not anyone or anything external to you. Not even with God. Okay, and I'm a proud Christian. God makes sure that we are able to do things, and then He will add on to that. He doesn't try and baby us. So there's, yeah, that's my answer to the question anyway. But and I'm quite passionate about that, especially what I've been through. So yeah, okay, so we're going to move over to the next question, but I want to say thank you very much for your answers, ladies, and Sunita and Wendy. I appreciate those last two answers as well. Okay, so we've got a lot of technical problems today. All right, so we're moving over to our next question. Okay, I know I'm just rolling with it. I'm rolling with it. It's just one of those days. Okay, so here we go. Here it is. How nice of you to repair. How important is it to switch off the noise of opinions of others? What they say and what they do. How important is that, guys? The exact question on the screen is, how important is it to switch off the noise and opinions of others and do what lights you up? Oh, Sunita, I'm going to come to you. I'm coming to you. Sunita, let me start with you, darling. How important is it to switch off the noise and opinions of others? Like I just had my little say just now. And do what truly lights you up.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, actually, to some, it's not too much for me because the field maybe in which I am, the opinions of others not too much matter. Sometimes in some situations, it matters to me just to think according to the environment where I am living, that what I have to do and what the consequences, or if I am in not sure about something, so just taking, grabbing information. In that sense, the opinions of others I take it, but otherwise, it's not too much matters to me because I know I made up my mind what I have to do, why I have to do. I have each and every reason which make me that I have to do certain thing and take a stance on certain thing. So I don't feel that it's too much important of others' opinion. But in certain situations, in very few situations, it will be where we are not clear that what we have to do, then we can take others opinion just make comparisons and then take a decision. Otherwise not too much important.
I hear that. I have to agree with that. So we're bringing Nick into the conversation. Thank you, Nick. We've got some comments. Do you want to read out our comments, please, Nick?
Yep, so there's 2 comments. Junette said, that is definitely the mindset, and that you have the power in you, her view.
You have the power in you.
In her view.
Oh, you have the power in you, my view.
Yeah, my view.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, guys. Thank you very much for that, Nick. Definitely, guys, mindset is so important. I mean, the mindset is what gets us to think what we're thinking and why we're thinking what we're thinking. So thank you to our to Junette for your comments. We appreciate them, guys. Please do keep them coming in. So I want to quickly go over to Wendy before I run over to Sunita, to Savvy. That's SAVVY, SAVI. Savvy. Okay. So Wendy, same question to you. Same question to you, Wendy. How important is it to switch off the noise of outside and do what lights you up?
I don't think personally there's anything wrong with noise. And I don't think there's anything wrong with other people's opinions. I think there's a lot to learn from other people. But I think the problem comes in is if the noise and the opinions of others knock you off your path. For me, I think, if you can listen to the noise, you can listen to the opinions, and you can conquer all that and come out the other side, still walking on your path. That noise and opinions can actually be to your advantage. But the problem comes in is when you get so over-influenced by the noise and the opinions, all of a sudden your car go off the road and you're no longer on your journey. So, leave it. But as long as you come out on your own path, that's good. You're in your power.
You know what? I wasn't going to agree with you at first because my answer to this question wasn't what your answer is. But as I'm hearing you saying what you're saying, I'm like, no, you're right. Because I remember, because I'm a sign language translator, a qualified one. I remember I was signed to this deaf agency and I was just literally answering a question. And the lady came at me with a lot of attitude out of nowhere. And I thought, oh, she had a bad day. But in her moment of having attitude and she threw all these comments out at me, she actually gave me a lot of gold. I said, wow, if I actually wanted to start on my own deaf agency, you should just give me all the info of what I need to do and how.
Yeah.
And in our anger, we can literally do that and say, well, I had to do this and this is what it took. And I'm like, if I wanted to, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't knock you off your path, use it to your advantage. Like I say, take it or leave it, or that's what I love these things. I'm listening to all these amazing women and I'm learning something new. And it's only going to enhance me on my path. It's not going to knock me off my path. So I think noise and opinions valuable.
Yeah, I think they serve their place now that I'm talking to you. My answer would have been no before, for sure. Because, and I still have that kind of thought as well, because in one sense, why should you have to listen to the noise of others if it's going to distract you and take you off your call in your path or whatever you're doing? But as you pointed out in your answer so eloquently, as long as it doesn't cause you to come off and be derailed, and that is the key in it.
Yeah,
See,
and also,
I didn't end up thinking.
yeah, and the other key in what you've
Yeah.
just said, why do I have to listen to others? Again, there's free choice. You don't.
Exactly.
You don't have to listen to anybody. That's your free choice. Whether you decide to
All right.
take on what they said or not is up to you. It's your choice.
Yeah, and even if you don't listen to it anyway, you're still hearing it. So it's like, how do you switch off that noise? It's like,
Well, I
and just do stop that noise and do what lights you up. Do what your soul's calling you to do. Do what you resonate with, that feel good feeling that's making you happy. Gravitate towards that. That's what my answer would have been. But
yeah.
I'm gonna run over to Savvy now. Savvy, I need to change your name.
Hey.
Go on.
So I would say it really depends on your environment and what stage you're at. Because if you are, I mean, like you said, Sunita's in a third world country, and if all you can see, if all you're being fed is negativity and you can't do this and you can't do that, your mind has been hijacked. And so it's very difficult to grow in that environment. It doesn't mean you can't grow, it just is very slow. But if you're surrounded, it's like the IKEA plant experiment. I don't know if you've ever seen it, or the Japanese scientist who did the water experiment, where you put something in a loving environment and you put something in a negative environment. And yes, that's it. And he did it with the water. You surround it with fire and then you freeze it, and you see the difference between the environments. So in that sense, if you are on a path where you're trying to change it, then absolutely change your environment, something that's more loving, that's going to uplift you and support you and help you to grow. But the other thing that I would say as well is that when you switch off the noise and the distraction, you're actually listening to your soul. You're listening to your source energy. And that doesn't come from anyone else or any other thoughts. So even if you're doing it for 5-10 minutes a day, maybe 3 times a day, twice, whatever, however you're being, you have the silence of the mind and all the thoughts, everything that we've seen before, everyone's opinions and whatever, and you hear the truth, right? The truth of who you are. And even that is a perception, right? We live in a perception-based universe, so it is really what you're paying attention to. So if you have, and you see it everywhere around the world, the patterns repeat over and over and over in religion, in social economic sectors, it can be really tough to break your environment if you're constantly surrounded by things that keep feeding you the same story. So to get quiet and to write a new story I think is really important.
That can keep you stuck and make you so stagnant when you just got other people's voices in your head and they've always got so much to say. It's just like, get off my back, leave me alone, and let me breathe. Let me just live my life. I'm not worried about what you're doing or concerned. I'm not trying to focus on you. Just let me do what I'm doing. Stop always having an opinion and just let me breathe. And that is annoying when there's always that chatter and you just want to silence that noise and just focus on you and what you've been called to do. And it is about the environment you're in. And sometimes you have to clean up that environment so that you can fully flourish and be that amazing blossom that you want to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And you can get to a stage where you are so confident in yourself that you can walk into any environment and it won't impact you. But whilst you're growing, you might want to change it.
Try walking into fire and not expect to walk out with your clothes smelling like smoke.
But even that, you get people that walk on fire, you get fireworkers, and they have dominion over their mind and their feelings. They know exactly with full trust and belief what they need to be doing. Or base jumpers, base jumpers don't use any equipment, and they, oh my God, they're freaking amazing. I mean, that's not my gift at the moment, right? They know internally, or even singers like Adele or stuff like that, they just know that they're going to deliver that, and it doesn't matter what obstacles seem to be on the way. Or even someone like Lady Gaga, right? She has the Oscar and all that. But if at some point she stopped believing in who she was, she would lose all of it. You know, so
True.
it really is that
So we're going to have to quickly
consistent
wrap up,
work.
Abby, because we need to quickly bring Nick into the conversation. We've got Sunita waiting backstage. So Nick, we've got some comments come through. Can you read them out for us, please?
Yeah, Jeanette said, other people's opinions about me does not matter much. She said, the negative
I like
opinions the negative opinions of others is not important. I am trying to remain positive regardless what others say.
You see, and she's a godly woman. She's a woman of God, you know. Thank you for that, Jeanette. And that is very true. There is a lot of truth in that, you know. And I think our experiences play a lot. I think when we've been burnt and we've been through a lot, it's not so easy. But when other things have been our challenges, then other things will come easier to us over some other things. So yeah, I hear that. And we had one more comment.
Yeah, Amanda said, hey ladies.
Hey Amanda, thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure whose page you're watching from, but thank you for tuning in, Amanda. So I really appreciate that, Nick. So we're just gonna bring Sunita back to the chat, and we're gonna because we can only have 6 people at a time on this platform. So I want to ask Rashawn the same question. I'm just bearing in mind the time right now. It's 9:16. We're going to be closing the talk show real soon, guys, at 9:30. So it's not long. So if you've got any questions, please leave your questions down below. I'm going to actually be having an interview. Rashawn is interviewing me on her show at 7:30 UK time on Thursday. And then I'm doing another talk show of mine at 8:30 UK time on this same platform. So look out for that. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. We've got so much good things coming up. We've got sex, love, and relationships, everything spicy, and just a lot of amazing topics. So look out for that. Stay posted to my page. So we're going to quickly go over to Rashawn. Rashawn, the same question to you, darling.
Well, ladies, this is my favorite question. I live for this question. I hope anyone who knows me or has worked with me knows this is what I live for: getting out the box, getting people's opinions out of the way. And the reason I say that is because I am one of those people. I have never fit into a box ever. I've tried. In the interest of time, we won't go through it, but I've had many incarnations in this one incarnation trying to become what other people or what it was all supposed to look like. And my journey into entrepreneurship was saying, you know what, this is what I'm a creative being. I need to put creativity in the world. I'm a spiritual being, and compiling all of those things into one thing. And that is really what I focus on a lot with my clients, because you can have a perfect marketing strategy, but if it's about the energy of like what people think about. If you're worried about what people think about you, you could put a perfect piece of copy out and no one's gonna relate. But if you're feeling good about yourself, you could put a piece of one-line copy out and your inbox is gonna blow up. So this is what I live for. Like, be you, be weird. It's the only thing that's ever worked for me. And yeah.
I love it. Guys, can we just drop some fire emojis in the chat there for us, Sean? Okay, be weird. It's the only thing that's ever worked. I love it. It's true. Just be you, do you, own it, embrace it fully. Thank you for that, Sean. I'm looking forward to our interview. I really, really am. I'm so for female empowerment, even though you just stepped in and helped me out this last minute, literally. Like, a lot of love to you, a lot of love to all the ladies for coming together, collaborating. This is what female empowerment is all about. Women supporting women, okay, guys? Like, I'm very, very big on that, okay? And we're stepping into our power. We're owning it, okay? Life happens. We're showing up. We're showing up, and some of us are more vulnerable and open than others. But trust me, everyone is going through something, okay? Ain't nothing hunky-dory out there for every single person, okay? So get out your mind, people, okay? So we're going to quickly run over to Yolande before we wrap up with the last segment of the show. And guys, the speakers are going to leave you with some inspirational quotes. So I'm really looking forward to that. So stay posted. So Yolande, same question to you, darling.
Okay, yeah. So as I listen to everyone, I heard a piece of like my truth, and it's really for me again like a combination of everyone. But how I see it right now, where I am now, I feel there's a time and a place for noise and opinions, and it's about how you attach to them. I also believe that some things we are meant to hear and see, whether it's to show us it's not for us. I feel that's a very
Yeah.
important part of the way I manifest. I think many like people will agree. You should sometimes become aware of what you don't want and what you don't want to attach yourself to, and then it's really. And then I want to add on that the last few weeks I've gone through a major shift that wouldn't have happened if I didn't cancel out some of the noise and opinions at some stage. So for me, it's really a combination, like maybe becoming aware of what you don't want, but then there's a time and a place to just completely drown it out and step into your full truth without without the influence. But it's all about
Yeah.
your own timing and what fits you along that way.
Oh God, I love that answer. That is so beautiful. If everyone agrees, can I see all the speakers put some thumbs up? Everyone in the chat, can you drop some thumbs up emojis if you agree with what the lovely Yolanda just said? Okay, and now I'm gonna go over for our last final question. I just need yes or no answers for this, guys. Okay, just literally yes or no answers, or 5-second answers, and that's it. Okay, so should you have to fight for what you want and what is already yours? Wendy?
Ooh, should you have to fight for what you want? I think the initial fight's going to be within.
Say that again, sorry.
And it depends. You can't answer that with a yes or no. It depends what you're fighting for. It depends if other people are stopping you step into your power and reach your truth, or whether it's just an internal battle against yourself. But absolutely, you should always fight for what you want. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to.
I know you want a short and sweet. There it is.
Yeah. Okay. And Savvy, should you have to fight for what you want and what is already yours?
I'm going to say no to the fight. I'm going to give up struggle and let it be created with ease, but it might take some effort in the first place to move all the noise out of the way and to allow yourself to feel good and let good things happen in your life, rather than like trying to make it happen.
Okay. And Rashawn, should you have to fight for what you want and what is already yours?
Yes, and it's because there's two polarities, and I think often I know we're out of time, but a lot of times we focus on the positive polarity and not the negative polarity. If you don't know how to work with the negative polarity, you can be consistently drawn back. So maybe fight is not the right word, like other people are saying, but you do have to continually work. I mean, if you're one of those people that it just comes natural and no obstacles, yay. But if you're not, and those are generally the type of people I work with, and I'm not that type of person, you have to keep going. You have to keep meeting each obstacle and each thing and overcome it as you go. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sunita?
I just want to say about this that what we already have, we have to be thankful for that. And what we want to be, we have to fight for that. So we can have that too. So this is my view about that.
Okay. And Yolande, do you have to fight for what you want and what is already yours? It's already yours. Should you have to fight for what is already yours?
No, I don't think so. I think if you believe that, if you are in full belief that what you want is available to you, you don't have to fight for it. I do agree with Sean on the perseverance and the determination to, that motivation behind something, but maybe it's just my perspective on what fight means in this context, but yeah, I don't think you have to like if it's already available to you and you're in full belief, it's there and you can take it. But you do need that perseverance and the determination to fulfill it.
Okay, awesome. Now the speakers are going to leave you with some inspirational quotes. Starting off with the lovely Rashawn, who was the first to send hers in.
Well, how about my quote has wordplay in it? Like, what? Okay. Mine is, if you're brave enough to dream, you must be brave enough to fight. And the reason I chose that one is because, you hear a lot of stuff about dream big, reach your goals, have this laptop lifestyle, like, it's all, and it's all wonderful and we all deserve that. But when you put that out into the universe and you say you want these things, you have to be willing to do the work, and you have to be willing to take the steps, and you have to be willing to put the action. So that's why I say that, because just having the dream is not all of it, and not having the fight is not all of it. You need to have both.
Okay, I love that. Thank you so much for that, Rashawn. Up next, we have Wendy from Australia.
So for me, realizing that we are the only ones that hold ourselves back. When you realize that you are the only one that's holding yourself back, that's a really powerful game changer. If you really want to step into your power and own it, really sit with that. When this finishes, just sit.
Yeah. I have to agree. That is a big one, guys. I hope you take that one on board. It's so crucial and key. Okay, up next, we have the lovely Sunita from Asia.
Well, according to my own experiences and what work I'm doing, because I'm in a more charity work. So according to me, when life is hard, we have to raise our standards, dream, reach up, and do what we can do according to our abilities. The most important thing is just have trust on your own abilities, and you can achieve whatever you want. Thank
I
you.
love that, and that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sunita. Up next, we have Savvy from Europe.
Hey, the more you are you, the more you become you, right? So there's a you that doesn't fit into any paradigm or any label. So the more authentic you are, the more you embrace your shadows and your love, all light, and just tell the truth and do what comes naturally to you. Nothing that's been trained or conditioned, the more that you start to allow the real you to flower and blossom and lead with ease and flow. And just like Rashawn said, like, just be yourself, be weird. If everyone else is normal, be weird, be yourself. Because even if you try and fit into a box, it doesn't work. It's gonna implode or explode at some point. So you might as well just be yourself, and it's so friggin' liberating when you can tell your truth and be yourself authentically in all moments. You know you're worthy,
Absolutely.
and that's when you become like just it's good, like good.
Thank you for that, Savvy. And over to the lovely Yolande with an accent over her E like mine, Shay, from South Africa.
Yeah, so my quote is, the only thing you need to do to have true abundance is to stay accountable to your enjoyment unapologetically. Um, that's something that I've learned in the last few months, is to be unapologetic about what makes you happy and to not make excuses for that or feel ashamed or let any attachments that don't grow you into your sphere. So yeah, that's my quote.
Okay. So thank you for that. So mine says, switch off the noise from the outside world and make choices that light up your soul, guys. And that's why I had it as one of the questions, because that's something I'm very big on. I just want to thank every single speaker that has taken the time out to tune in. Please make sure that you come back the same time at 8:30 p.m. UK time on Thursday. This Thursday coming up, guys. We're going to be having an amazing interview. And also catch me 1 hour before. I'll be on the Sean show, okay? So details, we're going to be posting that soon. Thank you to all the speakers and everyone that left the comments. We appreciate you guys. We won't be able to South Africa, yes, South Africa's repping. But make sure you catch us back at the same time. We're going to be coming every last Sunday of the month. So we're going to be coming up with a lot of amazing stuff. So thank you to everyone that's been watching. Please remember to share, tag, and like the video. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. I'm your host, Miss Shay Boss Lady, and you're watching the Goddess Interactive Talk Show.
Hello, you're watching the Goddess Interactive Talk Show with Miss Shay Boss Lady. Boss Lady Pose and Diamonds and Pearls. Go Shay, go Shay.
Thank you, Shay.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So nice to meet you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Guys, peace out.
Bye.